Hi, this is Natalie Rydstrom and you're watching SBR Picks. Premier League takes a break this weekend to make way for the FA Cup fixtures. So that gives us the perfect opportunity to take a look at who we think will end up in the top four, and is Chelsea still the team to beat this year? Sports writer and SBR contributor Kevin Stott joins us now to give us his predictions. Now, Kevin, since the start of the season, we've seen the odds shift considerably. However, Chelsea still remains the favourite. Stuart from Talking Tipsters joined us for the first Premier League fixtures preview in July. Back then, Chelsea were priced 2.9 to win. They've now dropped to 1.22, and their value has now gone. Are they your favourites to win, Kevin?
Actually, in reality, they would be the favorites to win, Natalie. It's just that the price on them is just, there's no value. You know, people use that word a lot and they throw it around a lot, and value isn't really found out until after a bet is won or lost. But 4 to 9 I'm seeing, and it has to be less than yesterday. I mean, there's just not a lot of value in betting Chelsea. There's got to be a better way to make money betting on Chelsea as opposed to betting them to win the Premier League title. So, yeah, I think they'd have to be considered the favorites after the way Manchester City lost at Arsenal yesterday. But there's a lot of soccer to go. There's 4 months to go, and I think that you could find some value in there's 16 weeks left, and it's not a foregone conclusion that they're going to win it.
Oh, exactly. Well, Manchester City, who dropped 3 points over the weekend, they have remained second favourites. They've gone from 3.4 in July to 6. Would you place them as your second favourites, and how likely is it that they could win the title as well?
Yeah, most definitely. I'd put Manchester City as the second favorites. It was interesting when I wrote the story, when I started the story Saturday, the odds on them actually doubled with a payback, more than doubled from what the public's perception was Saturday until after they lost to Arsenal at home yesterday. So a lot of movement in that marketplace. But yeah, they're the second best team. Adding Wilfred Boney will do them some wonders. Once they get Yaya Toure back from the African Cup of Nations, they'll be better. But that was a tough loss for them yesterday. They didn't look very good.
It was, yes, and they didn't even manage to score a goal. You know, they were the predicted winners. They didn't manage to score a goal. Dropping those 3 points, how much of a setback has it made to them winning the Premier League title?
I think it was huge. Obviously on surface value, Natalie, it's horrible from a mathematical value from the points, but I think psychologically is where it hurts. I think Arsenal, Manchester United, and Manchester City are all teams that are very emotional and go as the flow goes. They're not like Southampton or Stoke City or Chelsea, who is pretty much solid from week to week to week. They have so many new players and they've all spent so much money that these guys aren't used to each other, and they have no flow, you know. So it depends. The emotional hurt from that, they're going to have to bounce back from that. I could see if it was in London, you know, if it was at Emirates, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But the fact that they're the defending champs, it was at home. That's a psychological big loss for them in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, interestingly, Manchester United, who obviously have been finding their form this season, they went from third favourite in July, and that was priced 6.5. They then in September moved to fifth favourite, priced 17, and are now back up to third favourites, but priced very long, 41 there. Where do you predict they'll end up?
Manchester United is very interesting in that they're still in the hunt despite playing so. We talked about it. You and I talked about it last week. How bad they've played on the road this year. That's going to hamstring them in the end. I think in the end that they're going to be fighting for a Champions League spot. They didn't get it yet last year, so that's going to be their big motivating factor. And you know, they could probably make a monster run, and everything could go wrong for Manchester City and Chelsea. But that's just illogical. That's just, you know, from a fan's point of view. I think Manchester United's best bet is to fight it out for fourth place, third at the best, but I see them fighting it out with a real tough battle for fourth place.
Okay, yeah. Well, Arsenal, actually, interestingly, they've actually remained fourth favourites since July there before kickoff. Their odds went from 7.5 in July to 13 in September and are now rising to 101, obviously still claiming the fourth spot here. Can you see them claim fourth place, or is it another team that could pip them to the post? Where do you see them ending up?
I love that, pip them to the post. I'm going to start working that into my lexicon over here. The thing is, yeah, Arsenal can. They play. They're weird. They're one of those weird teams that just can play a game like they played yesterday. They could beat anyone in England if they played. They could probably beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge if they played like that yesterday. They concentrated. They all played wonderful defense. They expended all their energy on defense. Manchester City couldn't get anything going, and it was at the Etihad. So it was a very strange game. So I give Arsenal a lot of credit on the same psychological wavelength that they're going to be confident after that, and they're going to think they can make a run. And you got to remember, they're a club that they'll be in first place, and then all of a sudden they'll fall out of it like last year. And the same reality works the other way. They're going to remember what happened last year, and they're going to try and make a movement here. And I think Arsenal actually battles Tottenham and Manchester United for the fourth spot, and I think Arsenal ends up getting it.
Yeah. Well, gun to head right now, your top four in order, what would it be?
I'm going to have to, just mathematically, because of yesterday, I'd put Chelsea number one, but for the article I wrote, I have Manchester City number one. I think that with enough time, the key is going to be if they can beat Chelsea January 31st at Stamford Bridge. That's going to be a huge game for them. I don't think Chelsea's going to go undefeated at home from January till May 24th. I think they're going to lose, and I think Chelsea's going to have a bump or two, just because they're playing so much soccer. They're still in Champions League. They're in the FA Cup. They're in the Capital One Cup we're going to talk about. They're just playing tons of soccer, and I know they have enough players, but I see Chelsea and Manchester City will fight 1-2. That's a tough call, but I give Chelsea the small lean because of the math. Number three, I'm going to surprise everybody. I'm going to say Southampton is going to finish third. Southampton has played incredible defense all year. They've gelled wonderfully. They have a great heart. They have a great coach. They have great fans. They're confident. They believe in themselves. And their schedule is just incredible from here on out. People need to take a look at take a close look at the schedule for Southampton all the way from here on out. They only play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on March 14th, and then Manchester City in the finale on May 24th. Those are their only two tough games. They have both Arsenal games out of the way. They have both United games out of the way. Their schedule is really favorable. So 150 to 200 to 1 odds on Southampton. I know they're 10 points back, but you need to look at that. They could make a run this year, and everybody's so quick to go with the Big Four or Liverpool, the Big Five. Southampton is for real, and people that watch them play have noticed that.
And I think you make a valid point there, Kevin. You know, before, say, choosing a sort of a straight forecast bet or a tri-cast bet, really do look up at the lineups that each team has to face, you know, and that should help as well to sort of predict where you think that they'll end up. But right now as well, like I again just mentioned, the tri-cast bets, for example, or straight forecast bets. Are you looking at any of those right now to place a bet?
I think if you're going to do a combination bet on the order for the top four teams or the top six teams or any combination of how they finish, I think working Southampton in would be wise because of the aforementioned schedule that they lie ahead. And everybody is so quick to bet on the teams that they follow, be it Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, Liverpool, City. People always think that path is going to repeat itself. If you work Southampton in there, you're putting some value in the reality that if they do finish in the fourth, you're going to get paid a lot more than you would if you go with the old traditional teams. Yeah. Look at it with Southampton, the goals against, look at who they're going to play, look at their roster, and think about it. I think Southampton is the pivotal point in all this, and I probably give them maybe a 5 to 8% chance on pulling off the miracle and winning the title. So I think it is worth a futures bet on Southampton. But in terms of the top four, yeah, mix Southampton in there. Take a chance, is my opinion. All
right, wonderful. Can't agree with you more there. Kevin Stott, thank you for joining us.
Great. Thank you, Natalie.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.